If you're even slightly into books, decor, or miniatures, you've probably come across a book nook. These little bookshelf inserts are like portals to tiny worlds, and choosing the right one can totally transform your space. Whether you're going for cozy cafe vibes or magical fantasy tunnels, there's a book nook kit out there with your name on it. All the product links are in the description, including kits for beginners and serious hobbyists alike. Let's dive in. Let's start with one that strikes a really satisfying balance between detail and accessibility, the Cute Bee Corner Coffee Shop. This little scene gives you the warm, inviting vibe of an urban cafe, complete with tables, signage, a bookshelf, and even mugs on the counter. What really elevates this kit is the LED lighting. It's a warm glow controlled by a touch sensor that's super convenient once the piece is on your shelf. And surprisingly, it even includes a clear side panel that helps block dust, something you rarely see in kits at this price point. Assembly takes about 4 to 7 hours depending on your pace, and it's one of those builds that feels smooth and intuitive. The wooden pieces fit tightly and don't need much glue, though I do recommend reinforcing thinner parts with a drop of gel adhesive. It's approachable enough for beginners, but still detailed enough to impress once it's done. Honestly, this is one of those kits that looks way more premium than it costs. You won't exactly win popularity contests running it during family nap time. It does light up, after all, but it'll definitely turn heads on your shelf. Next up is one for the serious crafters, the Mini City Beyond Library Max. This isn't just a book nook, it's basically a miniature museum. You're building a towering multi-level library with spiral staircases, mezzanine levels, archways, fossil decor, and probably more tiny books than you'll ever count. The LED lighting is spread across different floors, so once it's powered up, the whole thing glows from within like a real old-world archive. There's also a transparent acrylic panel included, which keeps everything visible while helping with dust protection. This kit is not for the faint of heart. It can easily take 10 to 20 hours to complete, especially if you work carefully and let glue dry between phases. It's definitely a build you'll want to do in sections. Base first, then stairs, then start layering in the books and decorations. The parts are well made, but there are delicate areas like railings and tiny lamps that benefit from slow, precise handling. If you've done other book nooks and are ready for something epic, this is the one. It's especially great for display. Once the lights are on, it looks like a fantasy library straight out of a film. Just make sure your shelf can handle the size because this thing makes a statement. Following that, we have something completely different. The LEGO Icons Lord of the Rings Balrog Book Nook. Unlike the wood-based kits, this one is a full LEGO set designed as a foldable diorama. You're building the iconic Gandalf vs. Balrog scene from the Mines of Moria with high stone arches, a fiery Balrog creature, and a tiny but powerful Gandalf standing his ground. The build takes about 4 to 6 hours and is super clean and satisfying. Classic LEGO all the way, no glue, no fuss. Now, it doesn't come with any lighting, which feels like a missed opportunity given the dramatic scene. But if you want to enhance the flames or create a cave-like effect, it's really easy to add third-party LEDs. Just as important, there's no built-in dust protection, so unless it's going into a closed case or cabinet, you'll want to dust it occasionally. That said, this piece is highly modular and great for collectors. You can rebuild it, modify it, even blend it with other LEGO sets. It folds open like a book, which gives it some extra versatility in how you display it. Either fully open like a stage or partially closed like a bookend. It's not as immersive as some of the other wooden kits in dim light, but as a collectible and creative crossover for LEGO and Tolkien fans, it's a total win. Let's keep going with a kit that brings something totally different to the table, the Funpola Automobile Workshop. This one ditches the fantasy and flower shop themes for something more mechanical and grounded, a retro-style car garage. Inside the build, there's a 2-level layout with a car lift, workbench, mini tools, and even a tiny vehicle you can take out and display separately if you want. One of the highlights here is the lighting. It comes with multiple LED sources, all powered with a touch-sensitive switch, which makes it easy to turn on without fumbling behind books. There's also a transparent side panel that shows off the interior and helps with dust protection. Assembly takes about 8 to 10 hours, and while the overall design is stable, there are a few fragile parts, especially some of the miniature tools and fine details on the upper platform. I'd definitely recommend reinforcing a few of those with glue and working slowly when placing the wiring. The aesthetic is super unique, kind of industrial, kind of nostalgic, and it really pops on a shelf because it's so different from the usual storybook look. This is a great choice for someone who wants a non-traditional theme and likes the idea of building a working scene rather than a fantasy backdrop. Once it's fully lit, it has a lot of presence and character. Now, if you're looking for something soft, cheerful, and super beginner-friendly, the Cute Bee Champs-Élysées Florist is a lovely option. This one recreates a flower shop straight out of a Paris postcard. Think striped awnings, colorful paper flowers, and cute signage all in a compact footprint. What makes this kit stand out is how accessible it is. Build time is around 3 to 5 hours, and it's very forgiving for first-timers. Most of the pieces are pre-printed, so there's no need to paint anything, and the structure fits together quickly. It comes with a small LED light to give the shop a warm interior glow, and many versions of this kit include an acrylic case, which is a huge bonus for keeping all those delicate flowers free from dust. Now, while it's adorable and comes together fast, it doesn't have the depth or complexity of some other kits. So, if you're a seasoned builder looking for a challenge, this one might feel a little too simple. But for beginners, or for anyone looking to gift a DIY project that still ends up looking gorgeous, it's kind of perfect. Just a quick heads up, those mini flowers are made from paper, so you'll want fine tweezers and a gentle touch when arranging them. Let's switch gears again with a build that's just pure fun, the LEGO Harry Potter Hogwarts Express book Nook. This one builds into a dynamic scene from platform 9 3/4, featuring a section of the Hogwarts Express bursting through the wall and a mirrored tunnel effect that adds a sense of magical depth. It includes minifigures of Harry and Ron, luggage carts, and enough train detail to make it pop without being overwhelming. What's cool is that it's designed to split into 2 pieces, so it doubles as functional bookends. Build time is around 3 to 5 hours, and as with all LEGO sets, everything fits perfectly. No glue, no guesswork. Like the other LEGO book Nook, this one doesn't include any lighting by default, but it's very easy to mod. I'd recommend adding warm LED strips inside the tunnel to really sell that magical transition effect. The kit doesn't offer any dust protection, so you'll want to give it a gentle wipe now and then, especially if it's in an open shelf. Overall, it's a great build for families or younger fans. Simple enough for kids to enjoy, but detailed enough to sit proudly among more advanced pieces. And for Harry Potter fans, it's a no-brainer. This thing nails the vibe without overcomplicating the build. And now let's take a step into something really atmospheric, the real-life Sakura Densya. This is a beautifully serene scene of a Japanese streetcar rolling through a cherry blossom-lined path, complete with a mirror at the back to create a soft, infinite visual effect. Visually, this kit is stunning, especially once the 2 included LED strips are wired in. The lighting creates a gentle, warm ambience that feels like early evening in springtime. The parts come pre-painted, so you don't have to do any finishing work, and the color palette is light, calming, and elegant. Assembly takes about 4 to 6 hours, and it's quite smooth, even for beginners. It doesn't include a dust cover, so you'll want to keep it away from high-traffic shelves or use a small acrylic case if you want long-term protection. The design is open at the top and front, which adds to the immersive effect but also means a bit more maintenance over time. Still, what makes this one special is how it feels once it's done. It's not just decorative, it's almost meditative. Perfect for a bedroom, reading corner, or anywhere you want a soft, ambient glow. This is one of those kits that just makes you smile every time you pass it. Let's move on to another magical build that's packed with visual drama, the Fun Pola Magic Station. This one gives you the feeling of standing in an old-world train station at the edge of a fantasy realm. There's a grand entrance arch, vintage signage, a mailbox, lanterns, and a partially visible locomotive just peeking into the scene. But the real showstopper here is the mirror tunnel effect. Behind the train platform, mirrors are placed to create the illusion of an infinite track disappearing into darkness. And when you switch on the LEDs, the whole thing glows with a subtle, mysterious light. It uses a touch sensor for easy on-off control, and the lighting is evenly distributed across the scene. Assembly takes about 6 to 8 hours, and while the process is fairly intuitive, some of the components, especially the mirrors, are delicate. I definitely recommend keeping the protective film on the mirrored panels until the very end. It doesn't come with a dust cover, so if you want to preserve that infinite illusion long-term, it's worth considering an external case. That said, the value here is incredible. The end result looks far more premium than the kit's price tag would suggest. For intermediate builders who want something eye-catching and atmospheric, this one checks a lot of boxes. Now for something quick, cozy, and incredibly beginner-friendly. The Cute Bee Owl Bookstore. This is a tiny but charming little book nook that builds into a warm reading scene, complete with a small staircase, bookshelves, and a little owl perched near the reading lamp. What's great here is the simplicity. The whole thing takes about 2 to 4 hours to build, making it a great entry point into the world of DIY miniature kits. It includes a soft LED light to warm up the interior, and the kit comes with a clear acrylic dust cover, which really helps keep all the mini books and fine details protected. There's no real technical challenge here, just a relaxing little craft project you can do in one sitting. That said, the pieces are small, so a good pair of tweezers is helpful, especially for placing the miniature books and signage. This kit is perfect for beginners, kids, or anyone who just wants a chill afternoon craft that still ends up looking adorable on a shelf. It's also one of the best options for gift giving. It feels complete, looks great, and won't overwhelm anyone who's never done a build like this before. And finally, let's wrap up with something a little more sophisticated: the Row-Life Silent Corner Study. This one is like stepping into a quiet, wood-paneled library. Tall bookcases line the walls, a desk lamp casts a warm glow over an open book, there's a movable ladder leaning into the shelves, and even a small rocking chair in the corner. The lighting setup here is great. You get 2 separate LED sources, one from the overhead lamp and one from the desk area, which adds depth and realism to the scene. Assembly takes about 5 to 8 hours depending on how fast you go, and while most of it is straightforward, the cable routing for the lights does require some focus. The good news is that it includes a clear acrylic dust cover, which really helps with maintenance and keeps the whole build looking sharp. What stands out most here is the tone. It's a quieter, more mature vibe that works beautifully in home offices, personal libraries, or even as a professional gift. For readers, writers, or anyone who loves that old-world study aesthetic, this one delivers something really special. It's not just decorative, it feels like it belongs in a room full of real books. For beginners or a relaxing first build, go with the Owl Bookstore, Champs-Élysées Florist, or Corner Coffee Shop. They're easy, fun, and look great without requiring advanced skills. The coffee shop gives you a bit more polish and a touch light. Perfect if you want something simple but satisfying. For more advanced or centerpiece builds, check out the Beyond Library Max, Automobile Workshop, or Silent Corner Study. These offer deeper detail, longer build times, and more visual impact. Great for hobbyists or anyone who wants a real shelf showpiece. If you're into fantasy or fandoms, the LEGO Balrog, Hogwarts Express, and Magic Station all bring magical energy. The LEGO kits are great for collectors and super moddable, while the Magic Station gives you an epic glowing tunnel effect straight out of the box. And if you're after something ambient and artistic, the Sakura Densya is beautifully serene, perfect for a calm corner or soft room lighting. Whichever you go with, you're not just building a model, you're creating a little world. All links are down below. Let me know which one you'd build first, and if you want more reviews or tutorials, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy building!